I'm Brad Rowe. I'm a veteran outreach specialist with Valley Wide outreach team. Worked for Valley Wide for about 3 years. You guys about a year ago, and at that time I was doing the staff sergeant Fox suicide prevention grant. Stopped that in December and rolled me back into the outreach team to basically continue my focus on veteran outreach, veteran suicide prevention, and but with a lot less of the weight that the VA grant was holding me. A lot more freedom now to handle a lot of the littler things that become bigger things that lead to veteran suicide. So with that in mind, advisory committee that is all of American Legion District, Walsh to Kiowa County and to Crowley County. First Tuesday of every month in Rocky Ford. And last year we came up with an outreach event. There's a lot of people behind me. So we had it at Crowley County. We served over 100 free meals. We had 25 vendors at an auction, and overall we raised about $5,000 for a pot of money that we use for veteran outreach and veteran advocacy. So our VSOs, especially Gary Harper and Lamar and Rick Ward in Otero, they apply for 2 VA grants. One's a VTF and the other's a BAF, right?
Yeah.
So that fund does, those monies don't last very long. They're usually out of money 2 months before. But those 2 pots of money helped all the veterans in all of our communities. Transportation to doctor's appointments, food assistance, sometimes a hotel stay when there's a veteran passing through. So the goal of this is to create a pot of money that the other American Legion posts can reach into, and we don't have to ask our VSOs. So that money can stay for the transportation. A lot of our veteran population is elderly, and they travel a lot. Colorado Springs, Denver, Pueblo for their doctor's appointments, and that eats up that pot of money fast. So this is just another way we can have some funds on hand to help the veterans in our community when they need a helping hand. So it is open to everybody in the community. And like I said, from Walsh to Crowley and even further out, we want people to know and get to know the veterans in their community, and have maybe stop some of the discord that some people might think about veterans because of what they've gone, what they've experienced and what they've seen. We're just regular people that live our lives after seeing and doing some of the most horrible things that you can expect a human being to do. We have complete backing from the Rocky Ford City Council. We've got full use of the Rocky Ford Fairgrounds, Arkansas Valley Fairgrounds. So we're really hoping to be triple, quadruple, or even more people this year than we saw last year, and get a lot more people from the outlying communities. So I wanted you guys to be aware of that, and if you could spread the word. If you know anybody that would like to donate to the cause, be a sponsor or donate an item for the auction, my phone number and the commander for American Legion Post 8 in Rocky Ford is on that veteran outreach flyer. And you know, my phone's always on 24/7. So if you know a veteran in your community that could use some help, I know Jim's here, but I am someone he can call to ask. I can do errands, right? I have that freedom to do that, where he has to be in his office because that's where veterans know he's going to be. So I put that all out to all of my VSOs that they can use and abuse me, because I have a lot more freedom than they do. But they've got to be in their office, look at that computer screen, because that's where they're doing their most good. I do my most good out there in the community, where I can find the veterans who don't necessarily come out and tell their community, yeah, I served in the military, and a lot of us don't do that. We keep it deep inside, and we don't even talk to our families about. So thank you for your time, and if you have any questions. No questions. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the time and you guys have a wonderful day. Just
Yeah.
very good to see you.
You too.
Call me if you need something.
Yeah.
Gretchen Black.
Okay. It's next minutes.
You want to mark those, probably,
Probably, you know,
or each meeting, I mean,
each meeting.
I will move we approve the minutes from February 12th, 2026.
I would second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes of February 12th, 2026. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chair, I did not see any corrections in the March 5th minutes, so I would move to approve the March 5th minutes as well.
second,
Been moved and seconded to approve the March 5th minutes. All those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I believe this bills. Seeing some out of line. Does look like our sheriff's office is well stocked on their first aid kits now. And the jail.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the bills for the bill run 1 and bill run 2 for March.
second,
Been moved and seconded to approve the bill run 1 and run 2 for March. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
So we're gonna do 2 meetings in May, or are we still doing it?
I think we should just schedule 2.
Okay, so it'll be the 4th, weekend the 28th.
Yes.
Just double check. May. Yes.
See, today is 3/12. Okay. May meeting dates,
The 14th and the 28th.
okay,
14th and what?
Well-
28th.
sure I don't have anything. Need a motion. Yeah,
I would move we have our May meetings, May 14th and May 28th.
I'll second.
been moved and seconded to have meetings on the 14th and 28th of May. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next. Consider approval of an application for construction in public right of way for Kerrigan excavation for County Road KK East County Road 5.5. For an 18-inch irrigation line and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the application for construction in public right of way for Kerrigan excavation for County Road KK east of County Road 5.5 for an 18-inch irrigation line and authorize you as our chair to sign.
Second.
Jen moved and seconded to approve an application for construction in public right of way for Kerrigan excavation for County Road KK east of County Road 5.5 for an 18-inch irrigation line and authorize myself as chair to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. You did, or you said, no. Next item, consider approval of an application for construction in public right of way for Kerrigan excavation for permit number 0326. Right of way number 1 or 01 and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign. Any discussion?
I move we approve the application for construction of public right of way on Kerrigan excavation permit number 0326-ROW-01 and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the application for construction in public right of way for Kerrigan excavation for permit number 0326-ROW-01 and authorize myself as chair to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, consider approval of a subdivision exemption for the property owned by Joe Kaza consisting of 10.3 acres from a total parcel of 160 acres with a legal description as described in the application and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign.
And commissioners, I reviewed this and it does meet the requirements of your subdivision exemption.
Thank you. Any further discussion or any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I would make such a motion, approve a subdivision exemption for property owned by Joe Kazak consisting of 10.3 acres from a total parcel of 160 acres with a legal description as described in the application and authorize Alan Stump Chair to sign.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve a subdivision exemption for the property owned by Joe Kazak consisting of 10.3 acres from a total parcel of 160 acres with a legal description as described in the application and authorize myself as chair to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
And I don't have the plat. I don't know where it is, so. And she was something new and I need to.
And
For the meetings.
brought one in or?
Lisa Darrell.
I haven't been in on the Casa subdivision.
So we don't know if we actually have the plat for it.
That's the Mylar one,
Yeah.
so that's the one that then comes in second. Is that,
Did you come with that
should, okay,
and the money?
so I,
So we just have the picture that was included, but we don't have the actual Mylar.
I've had zero.
So normally that would be submitted after you approve the application. So there's two steps that happen after your approval. I'll pull it up, but one of those is for him to deliver the Mylar for you all to sign.
It's usually they bring it when we do this part.
So we can sign it in the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your code doesn't require it. I think that's the better practice. So I think we just need to get that from them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, item number 4. Consider approval of and authorization for commissioner signatures on the certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling $27,469.99.
Mr. Chair, I would move that we approve the authorization for the commissioner's signature on the certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling to $27,469.99.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve of and authorize for the commissioner's signatures on the certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling $27,469.99. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Let's see. Consider awarding a contract for underground boring to be done at the new East End Road and Bridge shop.
I don't know about the others, those, one bid from SBT Electrical has tax added to it.
And commissioners, in our contract, when we do get to contract, because you're sales tax exempt or tax exempt, we would make sure that you all are not paying that. So you can consider that bid, but you don't have to consider that they've included the tax because it'll have to be taken out.
Okay.
Well, I know that we have put this out for getting quotes for this job multiple times, and so I'm happy to see that we've got two bids to look at here. Being that one of the companies is a local company, and they have really outlined what they are planning to do.
I'm okay with that lower bid as long as they're aware that we wouldn't be paying sales tax.
Yeah, my only concern that I'm seeing here is that on one bid, it's for 150 feet. And the other bid is for 250 feet. Do we know why the two companies were projecting two different?
No, I don't, I wasn't there when they did the on-site portion, so I don't know.
And commissioners, if you still have questions, Wick and I can work with both contractors to ask whatever questions you have that you're asking in public meeting right now. And then you all could table this to another agenda, just so you have options.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think we need to, just so we can get clarification to
Yeah.
make sure that we're looking at two complete bids.
Yeah. I noticed that one bid has the address city of Los Angeles too.
I think that's where they're providing the service is what they were thinking, but yeah, we'll have to have them correct that too. They went out to the site, so they know it's not in the city of Los Angeles. I would move that we table this until we can get clarification on the two bids.
I said it.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Schofield, can you revise your motion so that you set it to the next meeting date, which is March 26th, please?
Absolutely, I will revise my motion to table this to the March 26th meeting.
Said it.
Been moved and seconded to table the consideration of the awarding of the bids until March 26th meeting. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Here. Consider awarding a lease of 50 Llama preferred shares from April 1, 2026 to March 31, 2027.
And commissioners, this is just the award. Once you award it, I will draft a lease, and then that lease will be on your next agenda for March 26th.
I would move that we award the bid to Powers Enterprises LLC for 50 Llama shares preferred at $150 per share, totaling $7,500.
I will second.
Been moved and seconded to award the lease of 50 Llama preferred shares to Crowers Enterprises LLC at $150 per share for all 50 of the shares and for a total amount of $7,500. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval of the Benton County Department of Social Services credit card policy. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I would move that we approve the Benton County Department of Social Services credit card policy.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to consider or to approve the Benton County Department of Social Services credit card policy. Any further discussions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Thank you. I think probably we'll hold off on until we have our 9:30 agenda item here. As he's been sitting there patiently waiting. I'm good. How are you?
Are you?
Yeah.
Since our last visit, we've kind of increased our numbers. We helped out with the Race Cross American and then the Veterans Food Drive. But our numbers since January, we've started 9 new veterans for claims. We did get some back compensation, roughly around $12,000 for one of the veterans locally. So everything's in progress, you know. Our numbers are a little different because we got some veterans on the east side of Benton County that I can't work on because they're family. So they have to go to Lamar. They're still considered Benton County. They just have to go either Lahana or Lamar or something. So we're roughly looking at 12 new veterans since January. So that's it. Starting all those recertifications of everything now. First year, yeah.
I get the emails of
Yeah.
CEUs and all this good stuff.
There was one in April. I'm just not going to April. I'll wait till September.
So, yeah, it's
And that's
keeping
about
you
it.
busy.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's not like, relay race busy,
Yeah.
but it's steady.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, that's it. The numbers are, like I said, people are starting to at least call in and so that helps. That we've gotten, the cards and stuff out, so. And that's it.
Any questions? All right, thank you. You bet. And, see you again
Next time.
in about 3 months.
All right, see you guys.
All right. Okay. Yes, next item is consider adopting a resolution authorizing the increase in an emergency telephone charge upon service users within Bay County and authorizing service suppliers to collect said emergency telephone charges. And that would be resolution number 2026-6. Resolution authorizing the increase in an emergency telephone charge upon service users within Benton County and authorizing service providers to collect said emergency telephone charges. The current amount is $1.70. And the new amount is at $2.17. Any discussion?
Well, I think it's important that in order for us to continue to provide these services, that we have to have the funds to be able to update equipment and things like that to make sure it can keep functioning properly. So I think it's important that we step up to where we're at the state standard.
This wouldn't go into effect until the first part of June. There's only 2 times a year that you can make this change. Once is the first part of February, then the first part of June. And just rules from the state on it. So that's when it would go into effect, and we would have to notify the carriers with 60 days, I believe. You have to give them 60 days notice in advance.
That's pushing. Well,
The letters would have to go out relatively.
yeah,
Yes.
And just kind of for clarification, this is probably referred to most popularly as the 9/11 surcharge, so. So do I have a motion?
I would make the motion to approve resolution 2026-6. The resolution authorizing the increase in emergency telephone charge upon service users within Benton County. And authorizing service suppliers to collect said emergency telephone charges.
And can you just, Commissioner, can you just put the amount of the surcharge that you're approving?
$2.17.
Yeah.
I will approve the motion.
And I will second.
Okay,
Oh.
been moved and seconded to approve or adopt resolution number 2026-6, a resolution authorizing the increase in an emergency telephone charge to $2.17 upon service users within Benton County, and authorizing service suppliers to collect said emergency telephone charges.
Stop,
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Holder. Aye.
So. Being 3-0, motion passes. Or resolution adopted.
And Linda and Wick, I'm just gonna ask that you type in the number and not write it in and print it to have the commissioner sign, please. It just looked more professional. Thank you.
You sign that.
So I read it again.
Oh,
So.
but I can still sign the back page, correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
And then you can
yes,
fix the front
yes,
page.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
It's some of that.
Okay. We'll go on our next appointment till probably someone that should be conducted at the time,
Yes,
so.
yeah, she's not present, so I'm sure she's not expecting to be here.
Yeah.
at the 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay, so. I guess we can open it to public comments.
Just here to listen as always. Thank you for letting me sit in. Just wanted to stay engaged and hear about how the 1041 wind regulations are going. Rick, I don't know if we've met yet in Bella Alvarado. I'm working on, I work for Linear Energy, but our project name is Shortgrass Energy. I was just in town signing a few more leases for our project footprint. And I always love to stop in and see what's going on in the community. I enjoyed hearing about all the veteran services you have here and, yeah, would just love to be informed and engaged with all that's going on in the county and making sure that whenever it is that we do submit those permits, we're, respectful and aware of everything important and everything going on in the community. So, to the extent you'll have me, I just like to sit in on these while I'm in town. And I may have some colleagues also stopping in on these meetings, but whenever that does occur, I'll make sure to be there to introduce them myself.
Okay,
Rose, did you have any updates for us?
You're muted.
Sorry. Wick and I are gonna work on a date that I can come in and do another work session with you all on the 1041 regulations. We got probably about halfway through, but I need some more directions. So we're gonna have, that's our next step. And then at that point, I will revise the regulations and then start putting them through Planning Commission. Obviously, we engage any developers to be part of that process. We'll have public comments. So, and I'm happy to send you a copy as well of the regulations as the Planning Commission when they're publicly available to Planning Commission. So yeah, just working through that process. So I will get with Wick. It's on the list of making sure I can get back in front of you guys and that we have some dedicated time that we're able to spend just answering some questions. You all had some questions that I had to research as well. So I'll have the answers to those questions, and then you all can give me some good direction.
Did you stay on Zoom on that whole meeting yesterday, Rose?
I did.
Okay, we probably need to talk about some of that with you sometime too.
I would love that.
Okay.
Because, and what I might wind up doing is just putting an executive session for water issues on your next agenda. Unless you want to do it beforehand, but I would like to know what you all are thinking so that I can better prepare. And then we also need to talk about if David is going to be your lead because it's a water issue, or if you want me to be your lead as just your normal 1041 attorney. I mean, when it comes to language and drafting 1041s, that part I can do. I don't have the intricacies of water knowledge that David would have. But I think for this purpose, there wasn't really anything that came up yesterday that I couldn't navigate through or talk through with all of you. So anyway, happy to have those conversations. Let me know how and when you want to do that, but I'm happy to do that.
Good.
recess our meeting till 9:58.
Was there a check, did you ever check to Jared at the Valley Resources in there? Did I see
Well,
one?
it was,
No, there's an invoice.
yeah, it was an
Invoice, so
invoice, that's the one.
we've revised it,
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he sent us a new one. So,
That one, what's that one say?
yeah, that and
That
the
one's
first
no
one we got.
no good, okay.
And so, I just hadn't moved it out of this folder yet.
Okay,
So did finance wind up talking to Jerry to get that corrected, or because she sent me an email yesterday asking if I needed to do that or if she needed to do that, but it sounds like maybe it got resolved.
It did, yeah. I had a conversation with her and I told her it was fine for her to reach out and just let him know. And she did that and he revised it. And I told her, like, if he has any questions, just have him reach out. We can get him in touch with Rose, but I didn't think it would be an issue as soon as we brought it up. So it was corrected.
Perfect. No, that sounds great. Thank you.
So I would move that we recess and reconvene at 9:55 before our next appointment that starts at 10.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to recess until 9:55. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
One lease recorded in Bent County so far, but signed with another family yesterday, so I'll be getting that in.
I would motion that
shortly.
we reconvene.
Yeah, I appreciate that I can do it online. That is very nice and not the case everywhere, so. Thank you to involved with that.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to reconvene the meeting of the Benton County Board of Commissioners. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, so we are waiting for our next appointment at 9 or at 10.
Well, if you had the windmills up, I hear today and tomorrow are gonna be good days.
Blown out of town every time I come here, so I'm happy to see it.
We have one on the southeast.
Yeah, it's been there for a good while now, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's probably nearing its end of life.
I don't know what the time frame
It
is.
seems like it was built just shortly after the prison was built. Maybe 2000, somewhere there.
Someplace in there.
Wow, yeah, one of the earlier,
So,
What is the lifespan?
it's a complicated question, as is everything, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So for projects installed, typically nowadays, we're looking at energy purchase contracts of about 20 years.
Oh,
But we'll try and push the lifetime of those projects out to up to 40 years.
what happens when they reach their lifespan?
So one of the landmen that I work with, he has a separate company actually that recycles
Oh,
turbine blades. They're all fiberglass, so he's he's got like 10 jobs. He's also a rancher, so a lot of that fiberglass recycle help him to actually try and reuse that material into something that he likes to use for ranching, with the assumption that there's a wide open market for other
been
folks
great.
that want it. Yeah, I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah, we're on.
He's leading the way.
recording,
He's out in Oklahoma, so that's where his recycling shop is, but he'll drive around this country, bring them back
well,
to his facilities, yeah.
thank you.
So because of the process, if the Board of Equalization has to be called and then just things along those lines. Ms. Brown has elected not to speak to the board today, just in case there's something that has to happen down the road. And she did make mention to me that she's working well with the assessor's office and all of the issues they're working through them. So that side of things is more or less good to go, I believe, for now. So as far as her slotted time on the agenda, I think we're good. There's nothing that needs to be addressed on that point, and everyone is working well, so I think we're good on that end.
That's
Thank you.
wonderful news. Thank you.
Yes. Good news.
Hi, Rose.
So, anyway, I guess if that's
Thank
taken
you.
care of, then, and you guys are working on it,
Sure.
then that's all we can
We'll figure
do for
something
now.
out.
We're working on it, that's wonderful.
So, okay,
Thank you.
Okay, can I still sit in?
Oh, absolutely.
sure.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
We're not over.
Yeah, we got about 3 minutes left.
What? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I will.
So, yeah, we've had our public comments and we've gone through all of our items of business. And is there any further business to be brought before the board?
Rose,
I might mention, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna mention the retirement thing for George.
Oh,
That camp
yeah.
is at noon. I'll probably try to get to that.
Yes, I'll go to that.
Michelle.
Rose, we mentioned the chance of needing that emergency executive session because of our contract issues and gravel lease issues. Is that something we need to worry about right now, or we kind of spoken about it earlier? I know you have a lot on your plate, but
No, I think we should confirm that one part that you and I were talking about the classic gravel. And then have a conversation with the commissioners, unless there's something imminent that we need to talk about today.
I don't think there's anything imminent right now. We've got nothing, actually, no, I do. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we probably ought to, there's part of that we do need to discuss.
Sure. So you can, we can use the emergency executive session for potential litigation matters. And, yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
So we are,
Yes, we do need to go into it. We have one part that we do need to talk about.
all right, so. Do I have a motion?
So, Rose, is it still the same CRS that we have the 24-6-4024B?
Yep,
Is
for
that
legal
correct?
advice. So because it's an emergency executive session, we don't have it spelled out as to what it's for. So when you do your motion, if you can just add for potential litigation matters, that would be great.
Okay, so I would make the motion that we move into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024B, conference with the attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice, for possible litigation, legal advice for possible litigation.
Second.
They've been moved and seconded to hold an emergency executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024B, conference with attorney for the purpose of advice regarding potential litigation. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
We have to roll call in.
Oh, that's right.
Scott,
Aye.
Infield,
Aye.
Oakdale.
Aye.
$10:03.
Okay, so, at this time, we are entering an executive session,
Nice to see you all.
and we would ask that the public leave, and thank you much for your attendance.
Thank you.
Finish.
Yeah, she's good.
Okay. This person, the other iPhone, and then do it.
We need to ask them to step off.
For the other person that's in this meeting, your name's just under iPhone. Can you step away for the executive session? It's closed to the public. Thank you.
Okay,
And pause recording, correct?
not quite yet.
Not yet.
After Rose does the Rose thing.
Are you doing your recording now too?
All right, so it is March the 12th, 2026. Time is 10:04. For the record, my name is Alan Stump. I am the presiding officer. As required by the open meetings law, this executive session is being electronically recorded. Also present at this executive session are the following persons. Linda Moss, recorder. Jennifer Schofield, commissioner. Myself, commissioner. Phil Hemphill, commissioner. Wick Turner, county administrator. Rose Puglisi, county attorney. Caution each participant to confine all discussions to the stated purpose of the executive session. No formal action may occur in the executive session. If at any point in the executive session, any participant believes that the discussion is going outside of the proper scope of executive session, please interrupt the discussion and make an objection. This is an executive session for the purposes of CRS 24-6-4024B, conference with the attorney for purposes of legal advice regarding possible litigation.
This is Rose Puglisi, County Attorney. Because this executive session involves legal advice, I'm advising the board that no recording be kept and the recorder be turned off. So Wick, now you can turn it off.
It is now.
I would move that we exit our executive session and move back to our normal meeting.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to exit the executive session and return to the open meeting of the board of county commissioners.
Roll call out.
Yeah,
Stone,
aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Schofield,
Aye.
Okay, so it has been moved and seconded to return to the open meeting, and I hereby attest that this recording reflects the actual contents of this discussion at the executive session has been made to satisfy the recording requirements of the open meetings law. For the purpose, or for the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meetings law, I would ask that you please state your concerns for the record at this time. Hearing none, I will hand the tape to the secretary for a 90-day period. The time is now 10:12. And we now conclude the executive session and return to the open meeting. And our next agenda item is there any further business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I would move we adjourn.
second.
Seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.